Hey, this is Mr. Ward, and I'm going to do a short video explanation of how to deal with number 25 from Chapter 5, Part 3. And in 25, we have these two parallel lines, parallel line A and B. Their lines A and B are parallel, and we're given these angles, 1, 3, and 2. And then we're given this information that angle 1 is x squared plus 4y degrees, angle 2 is x plus 4y plus 6 degrees, and angle 3 is 5y plus 15x degrees. And we're supposed to figure out how many degrees angle 1 is. So that's our end goal. So this is going to be about creating a system of equations, and there's going to be a little bit of quadratics involved. So let's organize our work, and I think Desmos is a great tool for doing that. Last night I did this on paper, and it filled about 3 pages, so I think this will be a little tidier and also allow me to catch a couple mistakes I made when I was working through it. So if angle 1 is equal in measure to angle 2, because angle 1 and angle 2 are alternate exterior angles, and that's how I know that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. So their measures are the same. I can set up an equation that says angle 1 equals angle 2. So angle 1 is x squared, okay, x squared plus 4y. And that's going to equal what angle 2 is, which is x plus 4y plus 6. And you can see over here, I ended up with some sort of quadratic. So now I'm going to come back to that in a second. I'm going to set up all of my equations first. So angle 1 plus angle 3 has to equal 180. So angle 1 and angle 3 make up a straight angle. They're adjacent to each other, and they add up to 180. We do not have information that they are congruent, but we do know that they add up to 180. So here's angle 1, x squared plus 4y. I'm going to put that in parentheses just to group it because I actually have to, but I think it illustrates something a little better. And I'm going to add angle 3 to that, angle 3, which is 5y plus 15x. And if you're ever having a hard time reading whether that's plus or minus, zoom in a little bit. The scan does lose a little bit of resolution, but if you zoom in a bit, you will see it. There we go. And you'll see that once again we have another parabola. If I zoomed out on these two vertical lines, I think that would end up being a parabola too, though possibly not. I'm not sure, actually. You know why not? These 4y's are going to cancel out, so this is just going to be in one variable equation. So those are actually vertical lines at two values that x would be. I'll come back to that in a second. Now let's see, angle 2 and angle 3 are also going to be supplementary because angle 3 is congruent to the angle that makes up the straight angle with angle 2, because angle 3 is an alternate interior angle with the angle that is supplemental to 2. So then 3 is also supplemental to 2, so they add up to 180. Angle 2 and angle 3. So angle 2 is going to be x plus 4y plus 6. Put that in parentheses, and I'm going to add that, 4y plus 6. And I've got to add that to angle 3 to get 180 degrees, so plus 5y plus 15x. And that's going to all equal 180. Okay, so I have 3 equations, and with 3 equations, I should be able to pin down. I have enough combinations that I can pin down what x and y are. So the first thing to do I'm going to take on this equation because this equation looks like I can just get rid of y altogether. Because if I subtract 4y from both sides, I just end up with this. 4y goes away here, and 4y goes away there. And that's just an equation in terms of x. And then I copy that. And if I subtract x from both sides and 6 from both sides, I'm going to end up with x squared minus x minus 6. And on the other side, I'll end up with just 0. And then I can factor that. That one is an easy to factor quadratic. I need two factors of -6 that add up to -1. So that would be x minus 3 and x plus 2 equals 0. And now I can pin down what x is. So x is either, I'm going to write this down. So x is 3 or -2. And once I know that, I actually don't even need to do much with these except plug in the x value and figure out what y is. So I'll do it with both of them just to make sure. So I now am going to copy pasta this. And for this one, I will replace x. I'll pick the first value. I'll replace x with 3. So times 3 wherever it shows up. Okay. And then I will go through the process of solving for y. Now I'm going to do the same thing with -2 because I need to figure out what the other possible y is. Okay, so let's work through this. So this will become 9 plus 4y. And since it's all addition, I can drop the parentheses. This becomes 15 times 3 is 45. And then I can combine the two y terms and make that 9y. Then I can subtract, I can combine 9 and 45 and I get 54. Then I can subtract 54 from both sides. Okay. And then I can divide both sides by 9, and 180 over 9 and 54 over 9 will be easier than what I was going to get, which was 126 over 9. So 180 over 9, 9 times 10 is 90, so 9 times 20 would be 180. And 54 divided by 9 is going to be 6. Okay, so I get y equals 14. Okay, now let's try it with the -2. So once again, I will drop all the parentheses after I sort out what this is. So this becomes -30. This becomes, and I'll drop the parentheses. And 4 plus -30 is -26. And 5y plus 4y is 9y. And if I add 26 to 180, over here, I add 126 to this side, and now I've got 180 plus 26, which should be 208. 180 plus 26. I'm doing this just to be extra careful. So that is 206. Okay. Now I divide both sides by 9. So y equals 206 divided by 9. Comes out to 22.8 repeating, which is the same as 22 and 8/9. Okay, I'm going to leave this like this for my calculations. So I've got y equals 14 and y equals 206. Okay, probably a good idea to plug these in for this one as well, just to confirm my calculations. So I'm going to do this two ways. I'm going to do it with x equals x equals 3, so times 3. Oops, supposed to be that. And this will be just 3. Okay, so 3, now I can drop all the parentheses. Okay, and I can start solving that. I'm also going to do it down here with -2. So that's -2, and x is -2. All right, and I'll drop all the parentheses as well. So I've got to solve for y in both versions. And let's see if I get the same answer. If I get the same answer, that's a good sign. So that's 45, 15 times 3. 3 plus 6 makes a 9. And then the 4y plus 5y makes a 9y. And then I can add 9 and 45, and I get 54 again. And I'll subtract 54 from both sides. Okay. And this time I will simplify this to get it from a different angle. So 180 minus 54 is 126. By both sides by 9. Divide that by 9. Divide that by 9. And once again, I get 14. So y seems to be 14. That's a good sign. Now over here, I'll start simplifying things with the -2 version of x. So if x is -2, if x is 3, y is 14. If x is -2, this is what we'll end up with. So I had 15 times -2, so that's -30. And over here, I have -2 plus 6, which ends up being 4. And I can drop these parentheses, the 5y and the 4y make a 9y again. And 4 plus -30 is -26 once again. So I'll add 26 to both sides. And this becomes 206. And then I divide both sides by 9. And once again, I get 206 divided by 9. And now I have a value for y. Y is 206 over 9 if x is -2. All right, but the whole thing asks for what is the measure of angle 1. So make a note up here. X is 3 or -2. And y is 14 or 206 over 9, respectively. So you could actually create points at 3 comma 14 and -2 comma 206 over 9. Oops, 9, that's what I meant to say, 9. And you'll look over here, you see these intersecting points? These are the intersecting points that on the graph actually show the system of equations solution. So that's pretty good confirmation, as long as I don't have a typo somewhere. So let's actually work out what angle 1 is. So we know angle 1 is x squared plus 4y. So it's x squared plus 4y. And I'm going to need that twice because I'm going to need it for 314 and I'm going to need it for -2, 206 over 9. So let's first solve it for 314. So 3 and 4 times 14, which is 56. And I get 65 degrees. And then for -2, -2 squared, and then for y becomes 206 over 9, and I get 95.5 repeating degrees, which you could round to 95.6 degrees. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and process the simplifying of this. That becomes a 9. Okay. And 4 times 14 is a 56. And 9 plus 56 is indeed 65. So one of the solutions is that angle 1 is 65 degrees. Now, it certainly doesn't look like 65 degrees on this picture, but that's okay. Remember that relative angle sizes should not be assumed from these diagrams. Now, we've got 2 squared, negative 2 squared, which is 4. And then what is 4 times 206 over 9? Well, I'll multiply 4 times that. That's going to be an 8, and that's a 24. So 824 over 9, and I would just divide 824 by 9, which is going to be 91 and 5/9. So that's 91 and 5 over 9. And I get 95.5 repeating, and that is my answer. 95 at the 4 to the whole number part. And those are my solutions, 95 and 5/9 degrees and 65 degrees. Those are the two angles, two solutions for angle 1 for this one.